Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru, here to help you solve the puzzle of level 7109 in Candy Crush Saga. It's listed as a hard level. We have 15 moves only, wow, to collect 6 dragons, 6 springs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing one. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there. Yeah, I think I just missed one of those 3 obvious ones. Okay, so we have 6, and we have to get them down here, yeah. And we have got, ooh, look at this one. Toffee and marmalade and bubblegum pop, which can be helpful, but right now is still a barrier. And candy coats and candy-coated toffee and cutouts and the rainbow twists. I don't really count these candy cane fences because there's always basically an invisible candy cane fence around a bobber. The bobber might be able to help us, but we have to hit it with something big and bold. Oh, I've got dispenser. Do I have any other dispensers? I don't see any other dispensers. I've got stripes. Should I try to open this right away? Should I go for I think I'm going to try to open this because I want to see, do I get these right away? I didn't get one on the first try. Let's try here. Okay, so I got one on the second try. Does that mean that every other turn I'm going to get a stripe? I'm going to try to test that out. It looks like that's holding. So until I can see otherwise, every other turn gives me a stripe here. So if I, on the off turn, do this, that's not a problem. And then on the on turn, I try to get a stripe. Oh, some of them are horizontal. That's not so helpful right now. So I've got these rainbow twists. This is the area where I should try to focus because it's the thinnest. So it's more likely to drop down. But this is the guy that I'm most worried about, this whole column. I'm going to do this and then maybe hope that this comes over here. Well, it kind of did. All right, so I'm going to try to bring down another stripe. It was the wrong direction stripe. Not great. Oh my. Let's see if I can get a stripe drift combo. The stripes are just not going right for me. So I understand how this distributes. It gives me every other turn. But even more important than that, it shows me how I can't rely on it to give me the stripe that I actually want it to give. So I think that how the board doesn't help me is sometimes a more important thing to know than how it does help me, because then I'm kind of stuck here, not being able to get through and even bring down any of these guys. But look at that. I was able to get this guy close to the edge. Oh, I know that there's another one above it somewhere along here. I wish they didn't black this out for us so we could really examine the board. But I do understand now a lot more about the board, how difficult it is. I think maybe getting through a different area instead of the center might be a way to go to help me with this rainbow twist. But let me keep exploring this, and I'll do it with the microphone turned off. But then once I solve this, I'll show you that level where I solve it, and I will narrate it for you. Be right back. Okay, here we go. This is always going to be a balance between what I do above and what I do below. So I'm trying to open up where I can get those stripes coming down, and that's good. I've got this combo, but I think I'm going to do this and clear out those marmalade off to the left. And oh, usually when I have a fish stripe, it'll go down to the bottom. It doesn't always, but I'm hoping, yes, that's a great use of that. Moving the fish into a different area. Oh, now I didn't plan on this, but look at that beautiful cascading. I like that. Now it's going to be a balance of what I can do in the top versus what I can do in the bottom. I've got a good special at the bottom, but no good way to use it. Can I get a fish wrapped? Ooh, fish wrapped or fish striped. Here I think I'm going to go fish wrapped because I need to clear out this area to the left. And now I like this move, but now I'm kind of stuck. So I think I'm going to work up here to try to set some things off. Yikes. Come on. There's one trigger. I need to, there. This is another trigger because I had a lot of stripes at the bottom, but I didn't have a way to set them all off in a really good way. So I used the upper portion to deal with the lower portion. But I have to tell you, I wouldn't consider this a hard level. I would say it's super hard, at least. It took between 35 and 40 tries for me to get this done. And sometimes I just couldn't get a purchase on anything. I couldn't open it up at all. And other times I got fairly close, like, 1 or 2 jelly or, turns away, not jelly, but like a little bit of toffee in between the sprinks and the bottom. That was a bit of a problem. But oftentimes I was 2 or 3 sprinks away from being able to clear it out. I was still several turns away. So I would classify this personally as a super hard level. I think it takes a lot of persistence, a lot of determination, but eventually it can be done. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below. Also, if you have any advice, if there's some big strategy I missed, please put that down, because as a community, I want us all to be able to learn and grow and question and resolve. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, and hit that notification bell, wonderful. But even if not, just thanks for being here. Bye-bye.